He just hang in there, Rashid Khan. Rashid Khan is generally a good timer of the ball and gets going pretty quickly in his innings. We all know he's got the helicopter up his sleeve and many other strokes, but Rashid Khan just a bit of strike for the moment, and Najibullah just trying to maybe save himself for the last 3 or 4 overs. Najibullah just trying to make.
The key in this situation, surely, from Najibullah's position, is just get off strike.
Certainly so, until he gets a little bit of rhythm and maybe free the shackles for the last 3 overs, maybe 4 overs. It gets a bit of pace. I think a lot of credit has to go to Andrew Balbirnie as well. He's a very positive captain. He's always looking to take wickets. He's always looking to be on the front foot. The Ireland captain, still playing with a slip in, a leg slip, so he's always looking to be ultra positive. It's something that has been really well received back in Ireland, to see such a positive influence on these younger charges.
Simi Singh, just 1 ball left of his spell today. Not quite the 5 for 10 he got against the UAE on Monday, but it's still been a solid performance from him. Top edge. Well done by McCarthy, watching the spin. Keeps the batsman down to a single. The end of Simi Singh, 1 for 45 for him. Afghanistan with 6 overs remaining, 217 for 7.
Timmy.
We fancied heaving that one over the onside, Rashid Khan, but that was well bowled by Barry McCarthy.
Very well bowled. You watched Rashid Khan's feet. Rashid just shuffling away to the offside, looking to maybe shovel him over mid-wicket. There's protection on the leg side. You've got deep square and a long on and a long leg, so there is protection. Rashid Khan likes to go over offside as well. He's often seen slicing the ball over point. A really talented batsman. 60-degree batsman to go with his fantastic leg spin bowling.
Oh, goodness me. No run out, but it should have been. I think that was Harry Tector at backward point. Should have got the ball back to the keeper rather than shy at the stumps. That's a chance gone begging for Ireland.
Well, that's a mistake. That's a really big miss here. Harry Tector, normally so astute in the field. He had all the time in the world. Absolutely no pressure whatsoever. Rashid Khan was herring down to the non-striker's end. Just couldn't get all he had to do was just compose himself for a fraction of a second, get the ball into the keeper, and it was an easy dismissal for Lorcan Tucker and Ireland. That's a big miss. Another missed opportunity to go with the earlier drop by Lorcan Tucker off for Ramanul Gurbaz.
Well done, Curtis.
Good work from Camphor down at long leg.
Well, Ireland's fielding is normally so good. They're normally brilliant in the field. Working exceptionally hard on the ground fielding, on the catching, but they've missed 2 golden opportunities today. 2 gifts, really, in the field. That will disappoint Graham Ford and the captain, Andrew Balbirnie. That's good running. That's really good from Rashid Khan. He wanted to straight away. He set off. That's good. Mentioned about a couple of missed opportunities. There was a run out in this over that was missed. Harry Tector was the culprit. This was earlier on. Gurbaz 19. Oh, that's a dolly. Barry McCarthy beating Ramanullah Gurbaz for pace, and it should have been taken at this level. It wasn't a big appeal, actually a good decision. Really good decision. They didn't review it. It was too high. It was actually a brilliant call by the umpire because it looked very, very close.
Yes, Javed Ahmadi on 9 at the time. Like the energy that Barry McCarthy's bringing to this spell. He's been really busy, bustling and hurrying the batsmen up in this back end of the innings.
Yeah, because there's not much in the pitch for the seamer. You've got to just extract every little bit of energy out of the wicket. He's a wholehearted cricketer, Barry McCarthy. Strong man. He's spent a bit of time at county cricket with Durham, but back playing for the Leinster Lightning. Great team, man. Somebody can always throw the ball to, whether it's a tough time to bowl or not. Well, he got away with one there. Might have been a little bit too high.
Heaved into the onside by Najibullah. Again, not timing it at all. End of the over, 5 to come. Afghanistan 221 for 7. Three wickets in hand, 5 wickets in the bank. Sorry, 5 overs in the bank. And what will Afghanistan finish up with? Well, I'll tell you what, in the last 5 overs, they've got just 16 runs. So things really have dried up for them. Remember, the opening partnership of 120 between Javed Ahmadi and Ramanullah Gurbaz occupied just 22 overs. So it really has been an innings of 2 halves. Curtis Camphor then coming back from the northern end, expensive early on, and replacing Simi Singh, who's bowled out. Curtis Camphor strikes me, Narlan, you'll know him far better than I will, but he seems to relish this sort of situation. Let's have a look at the wickets.
Andrew McBride, it was all about the Donnamana man today. Absolutely marvellous by the spinner. Good captaincy as well by Andrew Balbirnie. Got his fielders in exactly the right position. Execution was good, and Kevin O'Brien was good at leg slip. Spinner removing Mohamed Nabi. Good planning again, a good catch. All about the off spin. This was my favourite. Last ball of the spell went round the wicket, changed up the line and length, moved a little bit in. Well, this was a long hop. Should have been put into the stands. It was a great innings by Gurbaz, but he'll be disappointed. But it was a fantastic knock all the same. Let me see. Simple, cut and bowled. You mentioned about Curtis Camphor. Interesting how he came about to play for Ireland, really. We played against a friendly match for Ireland in Pretoria 3 years ago or so now, and I was at the non-strikers end. He ran past me and whispered in my ear, "I've got an Irish passport." Now, me being the energetic man that I was, I got the message to the coach, Graham Ford, and here he is.
Presumably that was before he actually played for South Africa in the Under-19 World Cup.
Game in Pretoria, a warm-up game before Ireland went on a tour. And we were very impressed. He bowled well, hustling medium pace, and 20 or 30 laid on with the bat, struck the ball nicely.
With the World Cup, that was a mistake on my part, but he did play for South Africa under-19s.
Yeah, he played against England, I think, in a few games, and actually removed Tom Banton, so there was a bit of byplay in that series then in the Ageas Bowl, because he moved Tom Banton in that series a couple of times as well. So the young man, bright future, good cricketer, really good find for Ireland. The all-rounder that Ireland always had in the likes of Cusack, John Mooney, Andre Botha. Just searching a little bit for that over the last couple of years, but they've had a real find.
Gosh, he's hit that hard. Rashid Khan over extra cover. Powerful strike and the first boundary for quite some time.
Yeah, nice length to hit through the line at this stage. Rashid Khan staying leg side. I mentioned he likes to go over point and over cover. This is a good technique. Really good execution. Doesn't try to overhit the ball. Knows exactly where the field is and just pumps it over extra.
I suppose with Rashid Khan, he's used to coming in this sort of situation because he plays a lot of 2020 cricket as well. I suppose not like going to the nets to practice and building an innings gradually. He comes in knowing sort of shots he has to play. That's one of them. That was right in the slot, and he put it over extra cover. Terrific batting. And having gone over the offside, he's well and truly gone over the onside now. That's really good cricket, because he's giving Camphor nowhere to go here.
Well, Camphor's got to get out of the slot zone. Previous one over extra was right in the hitting area. Rashid shuffles across it again. It's in the zone to hit. It's exactly where Rashid Khan wants it. Let's have a look at this. Oh, beauty. It's exactly where Rashid wants it. He's a good player. He's a clever player. Always one step ahead of the bowler. Late surge here from Rashid and Afghanistan.
Expensive over from Curtis Camphor, and a good one for Afghanistan. 238 for 7. That last over from Curtis Camphor, 17 runs coming from it, the most expensive of the innings thus far. Harry McCarthy giving way at the pavilion end, and it's going to be Craig Young into the attack now. How's he going to deal with this situation, Craig Young?
Well, he tends to bowl a lot of slower ball bouncers, back of a length, slower balls. Has got a good Yorker in him, Craig Young, and he's got a bit of pace behind him if he wants to go short. He has got some tricks up his sleeve. He's got some good skill. Good character, Craig Young. Fought back from a number of setbacks selection-wise to be in this side.
Where do you sit in this sort of situation, Niall? Are you a believer in the captain changing the bowler regularly at this back end, not to allow the batsman to settle, or do you like to see bowlers being given a decent spell?
I think it's very difficult to bowl too long a spell at this stage of the game unless you've got unbelievable skill sets. The batsmen are going to line you up, so I don't mind Balbirnie chopping and changing a little bit. I think he's probably been, seeing bowlers today being given a little bit of tap, safe to say, and that'll be something they'll look to reflect on for the next game. Spinners have done a good job, but the seamers today have been a little bit ineffective.
Two is the call from Rashid Khan. He wants Najibullah to come back, and in the end, two players are able to do so comfortably. That was good cricket. drop and run.
Yeah, sometimes when you get the energy from Rashid Khan as a batsman, you can just reinvigorate yourself. Najibullah's feeding off Rashid Khan's skill and enthusiasm at the crease. 1-2 straight away. It's good cricket. Also, when you nudge it to the 30-yard circle, you'll make it back.
That looked like one of those little cutters from Young.
Just look at the pace. Lack of pace. You know, a slower ball off the wicket. Absolutely no pace. It's going to get slower too. These are the options we were talking about. Could have Kevin O'Brien maybe eked another couple of overs out to extend maybe Barry McCarthy's spell at the back end. A slow ball again from Craig Young. Yeah, I mentioned Craig Young. He was out of the side for a good while. Fought back and showed good character. Well, a man with character. Hell of a player that fellow was. H.D. Ackerman. One of Leicestershire's finest. One of the Fox's finest. One of my old counties.
Take your eye patch off.
I had that many teams. There was always going to be a chance. Another teammate of mine, Lance Klusner. Brilliant player.
He's hooked up, and he's hooked long. Didn't think he got it initially, Najibullah, but the boundary isn't all that long on that side, and he's got it all the way for 6.
That's a good hit, because he's missed out on 3 or 4 of these short ones, and he's mishit most of them. He gets plenty of this. Hits it up. Good thought process. Never tries to keep it down at this stage. Get it up and over the rope. Might be the innings, that might be the stroke that just gets Najibullah going here. He can be devastating once he starts finding the middle of his bat. All of a sudden, that momentum we spoke about has shifted again. Afghanistan are just wrestling it back.
Anyone for tennis? That was almost like a serve, almost really. Ball getting above his head, but as Niall O'Brien said, no attempt to keep it down. Two is the call again. I think they'll struggle to get 2 this time. And indeed, they have to settle for the single. But it's a good over from an Afghanistan perspective. 10 runs from it. 3 to go. 2:48 for 7.
Come on, Cody.
27 from the last 2 overs, and a really good partnership this between Rashid Khan and Najibullah Zadran. Problems for Andrew Balbirnie, and a switch of ends for Barry McCarthy. Short spell that for Curtis Camphor, just the one expensive over. Looking at his bat, Najibullah there, but been found out a little bit in this innings from that shorter ball. Yes, he hit a 6 in that last over, but he has struggled really to get those balls which are back of a length away.
Good for McCarthy all the same. Good skill and the energy and good slow ball variation. Balbirnie ringing the changes. 3rd man inside the ring. This is, we'll tell you that McCarthy's probably going to have to bowl slower balls, because Rashid Khan's got an ability to slice balls over point.
Out towards deep cover. Oh, and he's pushed it over the bar for 6. Gareth Delaney. Well, we know Rashid Khan is unorthodox, That was mighty unorthodox, and in the end mighty effective, but it probably should have been caught.
Never got himself in a good position. Gareth Delaney was always trying to catch up with the ball, as it were. Not when you're feeling a deep cover, you're never really expecting a catch. I know it might sound funny for people at home, but normally if you're at deep square, long on, mid-wicket, you're expecting the catch. But when you're at deep cover, you're kind of 5 or 10 off the rope to try and save the two. Wind taking it further maybe than Delaney expected. It's a good shot. It's a really good shot to get the energy and the power. Strong wind taking it all the way.
250 up. And all credit to Gareth Delaney out there at deep cover as well, because he immediately signalled that ball had gone for 6, even though third umpire then intervened to make sure of it. But yeah, he just was never really in a position to take that catch, was he? Not helped by that strong wind blowing across the ground. That carried the ball a little bit further perhaps than he'd anticipated. Well, I think Rashid Khan could write his own coaching manual. Some of the shots aren't necessarily straight out of the MCC version, but they're effective.
Yeah, very effective. It's a really good contribution from Rashid at the back end. 28 from 20, just as the innings was stalling and stuttering. In Afghanistan up over that 270 mark, maybe even 280.
Out. Barry McCarthy with those slower balls, and it's Craig Young at short third man who takes the catch. A very straightforward catch, and Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been put out of his misery.
Good bowling. Barry McCarthy takes the pace right off it. Najibullah, well, as you quite rightly say, never got going. Tries to thump it away as you do at this stage of the innings. Fairly simple catch for Craig Young at short third. Again, good positioning from Andrew Balbirnie, the captain. Najibullah got to go for 29. 256 for 8.
Yes.
1 to come.
Mujib in at number 10. Fresh from a spell with the Brisbane Heat in the Big Bash in Australia. Batsman crossed. Oh, I thought they did. No, they didn't. Sorry, Mujib is on strike. He wants to cross, but Rashid not inclined to take the single, because that's the end of the over. It means Rashid will be on strike. 2 to go. Afghanistan 256 for 8. Twelve balls remaining then in this innings. What can Afghanistan get on those 2 overs? Craig Young's going to bowl the first of them. Heaved out towards deep mid-wicket, and it's gone for 6. Wind assisted. Tector got his hands to it, but all he could do is push it over the bar.
Well, strong wind because he didn't get this anywhere near the middle of the bat. Rashid Khan. He's worried. At this stage, he's worried. Just keeps going, keeps travelling. Tector just pushing it over the bar. I think Craig Young needs to maybe look at his tactic here. Maybe the wide Yorker with a third man, as opposed to giving Rashid Khan the wind leg side. Maybe try and go in the hole outside the wide, near the wide line. Stick the third man in. The moment they're playing into Rashid Khan's hand, let him hit with the wind, giving him length.
Reverse helicopter, I think that's the best way to describe that one, and somehow he's got it over extra cover. And they'll pick up two. Remarkable shot. Again, certainly not in the coaching manual.
You got to love how he goes about his work. He's always smiling, he's always entertaining. There's never a dull moment, whether it's ball in hand, bat in hand, or in the field. X-factor cricketer Rashid Khan.
Good bowling, full length. Actually nutmeg Rashid in the end.
There's a better length there for Craig Young. Try the Yorker, maybe the wide Yorker. I still think they could do with a third man in. Bring a man in from maybe deep square leg. Push third man back.
You and I were talking off air before the match about the Yorker and the fact that it isn't necessarily bowled as often as it has been in the past. It's a risk and return, I guess, but also the bowlers have to be confident in their own ability to execute it.
We're beating that drum again, are we? We're up here in the comm box talking about Yorkers or lack of. Especially Rashid Khan, you know he wants a bit of length to smack it leg side. Craig Young has got a good Yorker in him. Got a bit of reverse as well.
Well, Mujib's job there was simple. Just get off strike, get Rashid back at the business end. And it wasn't pretty, but he's done it.
Okay, just see what Rashid Khan does here. One ball left at the 49th. If he's happy with just dinking it for a leg side for a single, or does he want the maximum? Does he want strike for the first ball or last? A short leg side boundary in the last over as well.
All dropped. Again, beaten for pace, Tucker. That's the second chance he's put down today, and the second time the ball's arrived before he's been entirely ready for it.
Well, should have been taken. Again, spot on, beats it for pace. Whether he's standing too close or just not picking the ball up. 3 missed chances, 49 overs bowled, 267 for 8.
Come on, Rashid.
Last over. Barry McCarthy to Rashid Khan. Clever bowling, and that's unlucky for Barry McCarthy. I have sympathy for the bowler in that sort of situation. He's outfoxed the batsman, but he's been penalised for doing so.
Really, it's on his way down. Nearly caught Rashid Khan on the glove, actually. Probably just about. Barry McCarthy not happy. They're never happy. These big, fast quicks. Fast and nasty, they're never happy. Batsman's game, though.
Oh, he's caught that one beautifully. That has gone a long, long way. It's hit the roller.
Well, that sounded absolutely beautiful off the bat. McCarthy still grumbling about the wide off the first ball. Bowls the cutter. Rashid Khan spots it and it just lofts it through and over the offside. It's a brilliant shot. Beautiful swing at the back. Clears that front leg. Good execution. Yeah, he's a talent, he really is. A little bit of damage to the roller.
If he swing like that, I wouldn't want to play golf against him. Goodness me, he'd hit every green. Back-to-back sixes, and that's 50 for Rashid Khan off just 27 deliveries. What an innings. He's come in at number 9, and he really has turned this Afghanistan batting effort, well, completely on its head.
Ireland's nemesis normally with the ball, Rashid Khan, but today with the bat. That's absolutely a wonderful knock. Hit the ball sweetly from ball 1. Strike rate of 185, 5 maximums, and they've been absolutely brilliant. Pure hitting at its best from a number 9. 17 sixes in this innings. Just a 13 fours for Afghanistan. Oh, this is brilliant. This really is brilliant. That 280 now, well, that's a really good score. Fantastic knock.
Yes, the boundaries are in a little bit from where they were for the Ireland-UAE match on Monday, but quite a few of these strikes, well, they would have cleared a boundary on any ground in the world.
Only 2 batsmen have really found the middle, Rashid Khan and Ramanullah Gurbaz. The rest of the Afghanistan side has struggled, but those 2 have played fantastically well.
And that'll be 4. Third man and backward point up in the circle. And I rather fancy there, Rashid Khan just opened the face of the bat deliberately to get the ball in that area. Clever batting.
Yeah, he likes to slice the ball, Rashid Khan. Over point and through point. I reckon he's intentionally sliced this one backward a point. Knows exactly where the field is, playing with the bowler. Icing on the cake job here. Line up 300.
The Yorker.
He tried it the previous ball, got Carter for 4. The risk and reward, I suppose. That was a goodie from Barry McCarthy. Been a good knock. Good knock from Rashid Khan. Alberni's. I need to think about innings break, but they need to finish well here, Ireland. They'll wrap this up.
He wants 2. He's coming back for it, and he's not going to get it. Nicely gathered by Tucker on the half volley from Simi Singh's throw. And Rashid isn't waiting around for the decision.
Good work by Simi Singh. Got to the ball quickly. It's good from Rashid Khan. He wants to get back on strike. Knows how good a team man he is. Good work by Lorcan Tucker, who's had a disappointing game behind the stumps. That was a nice gather. Nice bit of work by the keeper. Rashid Khan, though, the ultimate team man. This is good work. Nice gloves, watches the ball into the gloves, nice. Good work by Simi Singh in the deep. Very efficient.
So Rashid Khan goes. Run out for 55, a terrific effort. In Afghanistan with 1 ball remaining, 285 for 9.
When to come? Right on.
Lovely bit of work that from Tucker to gather that on to the third umpire, Bismillah Jan Shinwari, to make sure about that.
Let me sing again. Good gather. It's a great dive. I love this. I love the dive. Brilliant from Afghanistan. Only 1 run, but the commitment is there for all to see. Yeah, that's fantastic commitment.
Third umpire is content that that's not out, and so 2 runs is the result.